In the chilling depths of American criminal history, few figures evoke as much fear and fascination as John Wayne Gacy. Known infamously as the Killer Clown, Gacy's dual life as a loved community member and a ruthless murderer paints a disturbing portrait of deception and brutality. Born on March 17, 1942, Gacy's early years were marked by a tumultuous relationship with his abusive father and struggles with his own identity, elements that would later manifest terrifyingly. The daylight, Gacy was a respected businessman, a devoted volunteer, and a cheerful performer who donned the colorful persona of Pogo the Clown at local events. Beneath this facade lay a mind consumed by dark compulsions. Between 1972 and 1978, Gacy lured at least 33 young men and boys into his suburban Chicago home with promises of construction work, or simply the allure of a ride. His victims were typically vulnerable, drawn by his charm and reassurances, only to meet a gruesome fate. Gacy's methods were as horrifying as they were calculated. His predatory tactics involved binding his victims in handcuffs, often employing what he called his handcuff trick, and rendering them powerless before carrying out his heinous acts. The details of these crimes reveal a deeply disturbed individual driven by a chilling desire to exert control and inflict pain. His victims, ranging in age from 14 to 21, were brutally tortured, strangled, and eventually buried in the crawl space beneath his house, a macabre testament to his unspeakable acts. The facade of normalcy was impeccably maintained by Gacy, allowing him to evade detection for years. Behind this mask lurked a mind unraveling under its own monstrous deeds. Psychological evaluations after his arrest suggested he suffered from antisocial personality disorder, characterized by a total lack of empathy and a need to dominate. Gacy's own confessions in interviews painted a portrait of a man who saw his victims as mere objects, tools to satiate his morbid desires. Gacy's eventual capture in December 1978 marked the end of his reign of terror and brought a small measure of justice to the families he had devastated. Horror of his crimes sent shockwaves across the nation, leading to a greater awareness and discussion about serial killers and the masks they wear. His trial was one of the most sensational in history, concluding in Gacy's execution by lethal injection in 1994. Reflecting on the life and crimes of John Wayne, Gacy is a reminder of the often invisible nature of evil, hiding behind smiles and laughter. The duality of his existence, jovial clown and merciless killer, serves as a haunting testament to the complexity and darkness that can lurk within the human psyche. The legacy of Gacy's crimes persists, urging us to remain vigilant in recognizing the shadows that may dwell in the most unsuspecting places. Subscribe to keep up with all our latest videos.